Crossandra Mini. I made this sweater because I fell in love with those lovely scallops and the bows and the scallops on the sleeve. And I just thought it was the cutest little thing that I had to knit. This is the Crossandra Mini. There's also a adult size for the Crossandra if you're interested in creating something like this for yourself. This design is by Nash Knits. Nashwa is the designer, and I saw this online and just had to make it for a special little girl in our world. So let me tell you about this knit. It calls for DK weight yarn, and I used an Estelle DK weight, which is a double knit, an Estelle double knit. It's in the colorway Q6554, which is kind of a light blue. I don't know how it's showing up right here. I used 3.5 millimeter needles at the neckline, which is a US 4, and a US 6 on the body, or 4 millimeters on the body. And that's exactly what they called for. I think they might have used um, in the sample a drops tweed. Um, but in this case, I used the Estelle yarn that I had available. Plus, I like using this yarn because it's really easy for the families to wash and clean if need be. So let me tell you about the construction of this little garment. It is a top-down construction. You're working on the collar, doing some short rows back and forth, going back and forth. You're knitting each row, and then when you get into the body, it is done in the round. So because it's garter, you're doing a round of knit, and then you're doing a round of purl until you get to the very bottom when you're doing that fancy scalloped edging, which I just love. And then you pick up for the sleeves. Again, you're doing the sleeves in the round, and you are doing the garter stitch until you get to a certain point, and the designer instructs you on how to do a boxed pleat. And this is something that was new to me. I had never done a boxed pleat before. Really simple to do, and she's got great instructions on how to do that. And then you go on to finish the scallops all the way to the end of the sleeve, and you go back to do that I-cord bow, picking up around the cuff and then extending the bow. Would I knit this again? I think so. If there's another special little girl in our world, then perhaps I will do this one again. There wasn't anything that I changed. I did everything exactly as what the designer had instructed. The instructions were really easy to follow. Would there be anything I would do different next time? Maybe I would make these I-cords a little bit longer. When I blocked it, I was really conscious to follow her instructions about blocking the scallops. And her comment was, don't just put one pin in, make sure you round it out. And I did that for the sleeves and for the bottom of the garment. But I didn't think about pulling or blocking, really giving a stretch to those I-cords. So maybe it's me, and it's not really good at making the bow, but I would maybe make those a little bit longer going forward. So yeah, that is the Crossandra Mini. And if you really like it, there's another one you can make for adult size for yourself.